Hi, this is PR Sundar. Welcome to Pre-Market Report sponsored by Delta.exchange. If you can remember, a few weeks before, the Prime Minister gave a statement, we are in a problem, do not buy gold for 1 year, like that. So the very next day, the Nifty fell 400 points and people thought one news came and the market has fallen, so that is the end of it. But surprisingly, the following day also, the Nifty fell another 400 point. After falling 800 point only, the market started stabilizing. And now what happened last Friday, the people said MSA rejig. So because of that, the market has fallen. And remember, Friday morning, the high was 24,000 plus. And people said it is after 3 p.m. there was a huge selling. The people said, it is a MSA rejig. So now the selling is over. But surprisingly, the Monday, the Nifty future fell another 300 point. Remember, it was only the Nifty fell about 165 point, but Nifty future fell more than 300 point. Or even if you take the spot, and from Friday high to yesterday's closing, it is a fall of more than 600 points. And then people thought, even when the Prime Minister gave the statement, the Nifty fell 2 days, then market stabilized. And now also people thought, the Friday market fell 300 point, Monday market fell 300 point. So the markets are likely to stabilize, but unfortunately, it is no. So to add fuel to the fire, so yesterday some bad news from Iran front, negotiation called off and this and that. But still, the global markets number, like the crude oil prices are not reacting much. So it is still trading less than $100, right? But still markets will be reacting. Global markets are reacting, but that is understandable. So just now somewhere I read, year to date, means from January 1 till now, South Korean index is up more than 100%. And where are we? We are at minus 10%, minus 15% in fact. Right? So then, if they are coming under slight profit booking, why we have to fall? The GIFT Nifty indicates another 150 point fall. That is not very important. So what is very important? In the entire May series, though markets were trading very, very volatile, the market took support around 23,300. 23,262, I think that is the low in that series. So entire May series, the lowest point was 23,262. Looks like today that will be broken. So that is really very, very bad. Probably, who knows, the markets may open around there. And you know what technical people call it as? Nifty may make a double bottom. After making the double bottom there, the market may recover going forward. So that is one possibility is there. So that level is a support, right? And that support has to be held on today. So we do not know whether it will be going to be held or market is going to break down further. And another thing, yesterday morning in pre-market, I think I gave some wrong information. Let me show you what it is all about. Okay, if you go to Google and then type FII data NSE, you will be taken to a NSE website. Okay, so here this data shows yesterday FII's buy value, domestic institutions, buy value, sell value, net value. So domestic institutions have bought for 4,700 crore. And then FII net figure is minus 3,700. So this is the data from NSE. See, FII, FPI, DI trading activity on NSE in capital market segment. But then they also give another data, trading activity in NSE, BSE, MSCI in capital market. So that means, all three exchanges put together. So in NSE, the FIA domestic institutions are bought for 4,700 crore, but in all three exchanges put together, they bought for 5,100. And FIAs have sold for 3,791 crores in NSE, but all three exchanges put together is 3,900 crore. So what happened last Friday, when I was checking, so here FIAs were selling, minus 20,000 crore. Okay, but here it was showing only 1,000 crore something. So that is what yesterday said. I was confused. But the fact is that at the time of I'm checking, NSE has updated this data, but NSE has not updated this data. So the data that I've seen here was the Thursday's data, but the data I've seen here was a Friday's data. So that's why the confusion. So otherwise, Friday, FIAs have sold 20,000 crore in NSE, and all three exchanges put together, they've sold for 21,000 crore. So that is some clarification. Yeah, so that's where I made some mistake, So the point here is that Friday, FIA selling, we can understand, it is MSA rejig, but yesterday, once again, they've sold for 4,000 crore. So FIAs are not going to stop selling, okay? And now there are a lot of arguments are coming. When people say finance minister should consider reducing the capital gain tax, the people say, when there is a capital gain tax, when they are selling, let us say if they're booking 100 rupees profit, 12.5 rupees they will pay tax, the remaining money they can take it. But you reduce the long-term capital gain tax to zero, and then they will be taking the entire 100 rupees. So they must be, FIs must be happy to sell more, okay? The first thing is that, most of the traders and investors, demand is security transaction tax. Whether you make loss also you make security transaction tax, whether you profit also you pay security transaction tax, and that has killed the futures and options business. I've spoken many times, when the buy and sell, the difference is already more than 10-15 rupees, So actually the market needs every participant. Market needs speculators, market need hedgers, market need arbitrages, right? So like, executing this arbitrage trade and all is very, very, very difficult if they think. See, we are like, in terms of volume, we are number one market in the world. And here there is no liquidity. Even in Nifty future, if buyer is as 23,400, seller is 23,415, 15 points difference. So first thing is that the demand is the lower transaction cost. It's not the LTCG. Okay, then only comes long-term capital gain tax. Right? So the most of the traders, the demand is that STT should be abolished. Right? So that is the main thing. We are in a big problem. Okay, so one, look at the number one stock in India, which is HDFC Bank. Yesterday I read somebody posted, it has given zero return in last 6 years. And then number one stock in FMCG, it is Hindustan Unilever. That has given zero return for 5-6 years. ITC has given almost zero return in about 3 years. And then, like that you see the number one stocks. Number one stock in IT industry is a TCS. And that has given zero return in 5-6 years. But we are not talking about, any small company. So we are talking about, mega cap, large cap, number one company in the respective field. They're all giving 5 year, 6 years, zero return. So where is the hope for the long term? Right? And then on top of which, left, right, and center, the taxes are being increased. And I will tell you surely, if the market goes once again to 26,000 plus, okay, to reduce the speculation, STT will be increased. And then long-term capital gain tax will also be increased. So if this is the setup here, for long term it's going to be difficult, and for short term also difficult, because these crude prices, we do not know where it's going to go. Although I've been saying every time, this Iran war has to come to an end at some point of time, but nobody knows how it's going to come to an end. So let us talk about today. 23,200 should be a good support, right? I thought 23,300 will be the support, but now maybe because of all these problems, so we have to revise it down to 23,200. I think the resistance, no need to talk about the resistance, right? Yesterday, people have sold calls left, right, and center. 23,500, 23,600, 23,700, 23,800 across the board. And also remember, on Friday, I told you call premiums are very high, put premiums are very low. Typically 500 point away, put premium was 10 rupees, call premium was 50 rupees. But what has happened yesterday? The market did not go up. Market fell. That 50 rupees premium has come to less than 10 rupees. The same way, yesterday also the call premiums are higher than the put premiums, right? But see, the GIFT Nifty is gap down. It's showing 150 point gap down. If Nifty gap down 100, 150 point, then the call premiums will collapse. Then those who sold yesterday, they can put entry as the stop loss. I don't think that entry will come, right? So the picture is really looking very, very bad, okay? If Nifty closes below 23,262, okay, then that is really going to be very, very bad. Then more downside will be opening up further, right? So when all these things are happening, we are not getting any comments from finance ministry or finance minister. Hopefully they come and do something, but what they can do, it's really a big question. And as per some reports, the people are saying you can defend either rupee or you can defend market. So the people say better defend the rupee, let the market fall. So that is going to be the thinking in the top circles as of now. So that's really very, very bad, right? So now it is time to be careful on the put side. So I also sold put options at monthly options 23,000 put, and sold call 25,000, then started shifting that call to 24,800, 24,600. Yesterday I came up to 24,300. But we are afraid of bringing down the calls, too much, because, if finance minister announces some tax relief, suddenly market can gap up, huge gap up. The problem is the gap up. So you cannot put a stop loss, you can come out. So why I brought it until 24,300? That's because, 24,300 is, 50% Fibonacci retracement. And also I keep roughly about 1,000 point buffer. So in case if there is any good news, the market has the potential to gap up. Last time, I think on April 8, not April 8, I think the US-India trade deal day, the Nifty gap up was about 1,000 point, right? So now, maybe 500 to 750 point, not more than that. So if I keep about 1,000 point buffer, so that will be more than enough. So yesterday Nifty broke, 23,400 on the downside. So 1,000 point will be 24,400. But I've taken a slightly higher risk by selling 24,300 call, because the 50% Fibonacci retracement, right? So the downside, 23,000 put option. If Nifty closes below 23,262, okay, I will be booking some losses in 23,000 put option, will be moving to 22,500. Okay, so this loss now hopefully compensated by profits in the call option as well as profit in 22,500 put option, assuming that market is not going below 22,500. So this is a very terrible market. But however, today is a weekly expiry. The market can be very volatile, right? But any volatility, any recovery of more than 100 point, 150 point, that is the time to sell a call option 24,300 and above. So that is my plan. So let us see what's going to happen. But definitely we are going through a very difficult period, and then the difficult period is going to last for some more days, unless maybe if finance minister comes and announces something, the story may be different. But when everything is bad, so that is when some good things happen, so we are in a climax scene, so we don't know how many more 2 or 3 more minutes of climax is there, so we are expecting the police to come. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for watching.